Well, the troubles in South Africa and Sri Lanka must be very much in the mind of the new Secretary-General of the Commonwealth, Kamlesh Sharma. He's the former Indian High Commissioner to London, and he took over from New Zealander Don McKinnon in April. He's been talking to me about himself and his vision for the Commonwealth. But first I asked Kamlesh Sharma if it was a job he had long wanted.
Not long wanted, but I got in some ways propelled into it. But it's a job which is one which fills me with enthusiasm. It's all to do with the improvement of human society in some form or the other.
In what way will the Commonwealth change under your stewardship?
What I'd like to do is to align it more to the possibilities that exist in the current century, the technological means that have become available in communication, and being able to connect with each other much more easily. And I think we can expand the scope of our action that way.
It's a pretty rum mixture, the Commonwealth. Some very rich countries, some very, very poor countries, and some who may be rich like your own India.
That actually is the strength of the Commonwealth, because although it's perhaps a quarter of the total world community of around 200, we are 53 in membership. Although we are a quarter of it, we are a perfect template. We're a microcosm because we have all the continents, we have members of the G7, the small states, all religions. It really is a rainbow association.
Some say that at heart it is basically an organisation designed to perpetuate and promote British interests.
Well, I don't see it that way at all. In fact, I see the UK connection as wanting to promote a global agenda, which is an enlightened agenda. In its history, it has gone through various transformations as an organization. But certainly now, in the current phase, I think the United Kingdom is a very important member of it, but it really is an international organization.
But Britain does put up most of the money for it.
Well, it puts in 30% of the budget of the Commonwealth, but there's no action which it undertakes, which seeks in any way to try and leverage this contribution.
Would you like other countries to contribute more?
I think that the heads of the Commonwealth do believe that we should try and see whether we can't get a redistribution of the scale of assessments which is more contemporary, and we're trying to do that.
Would you be in favour of India paying more as India gets richer?
I think in any formula it's inevitable.
Do you think the Commonwealth could be more proactive in solving problems where problems exist? What about a country like Sri Lanka? It's plunged into civil war yet again. Isn't that somewhere where you could achieve more if you got more actively involved?
We are active with Sri Lanka. We had just now a ministerial meeting of youth ministers, to which I had also gone. We also have experts in Sri Lanka. As for any country wanting to involve the Commonwealth in any of their internal political issues, how helpful we can be depends entirely upon their willingness to engage us, and so far they haven't made an approach like that.
And yet, there are Scandinavian countries getting involved, trying to act as mediators between the Tamil Tigers and the government.
That's true. I think Norway was accepted.
But couldn't you do it better than them?
Well, it depends on the government, what the government feel about it. If the government approached us to play a role there, then we will of course examine it very seriously. But it's entirely up to the government as to which is the party they want to use in these matters.
And South Africa, where there's been so much trouble, with immigrants being attacked. 20,000 Mozambicans, another Commonwealth country, they've been expelled.
Well, this is an internal political situation for them. I think there are internal political difficulties in many of our member states, and we don't have a comment to make on that.
You don't have a mandate? You don't feel you have a mandate to interfere?
It's not we never interfere. We work inside countries on parameters and with a scope of activity which is agreed between us, and that is why we are able to play a positive and a constructive role.
What about yourself? You're married, yes?
I am married. I've been married for a very long time.
2 children?
I have 2 children, and I suppose they will keep on being called children, but our son is 40, our daughter is 36, they're both married, and our son is in Berlin, daughter is here. She teaches. My son, interestingly, was a disc jockey at one point of time.
Really?
He's in the world of entertainment and the music world, works for a radio station. He is an aerospace engineer, and I think this is something very interesting about young people. They don't think twice in making career moves when they think it'll be more fun.
And your wife, does she had a career herself?
She was very active in the Spastic Society of India, and she's also worked in the Indian National Trust for the protection of heritage. But since we travel a lot, once you're abroad, it's very difficult for her to pursue a profession or an assignment. But once we're back home, she always does something.
You come from, I think, India's holiest city, is that right?
I was born there. I was born in Varanasi. It's, I think, the wish of every devout Hindu that the life's journey may terminate in Varanasi. I guess I got it wrong, but you never know. You know, I've still some time to go, and maybe I will end up in Varanasi where I was born.
Are you a devout Hindu?
I believe in the spiritual personality of people. I think it's a real core in one's personality, and I think that all of the religions try and tell you that you must always be mindful in living out your terrestrial life of this which survives you. And yes, in that sense, I do believe that a spiritual life within a person is in many ways the real life of the person.
That was the new Commonwealth Secretary-General, Kamlesh Sharma. You're listening to Pick of the Commonwealth, a production of the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association.